A quick announcement before we dive into today's episode, because I have a live workshop that's coming up soon. It's called Time Sensitive Business Strategy, and it does exactly what it says on the box. So whether you want to build your business in a limited time because you've got other responsibilities, or you just want to have a life outside of your business, this is going to be a really practical workshop to help you focus on the things that get you what you want and build the business that you want in the way that works for you. So make sure you come and check it all out at tashcorbin.com/time, and I'll see you at the Time Sensitive Business Strategy Workshop. What comes to mind when I ask the question, have you got the right environment for your business success? In today's episode of the Heart Centered Business Podcast, I'm going to be diving deeper into this question and sharing with you the 4 Ps that I look for when facilitating and building an environment that is going to contribute and align with my business success. This is episode number 481 of the Heart Centered Business Podcast, which means you can find all the relevant links and the show notes for today's episode over at tashcorbin.com/481. So let's dive in and see, have you got the right environment for your business success? Hello, I'm Tash Corbin, a business strategist and mentor based on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. The mission of this podcast is to help heart-centered entrepreneurs to make more money, and in doing so, change the world for the better. This podcast was recorded on the lands of the Gubbi Gubbi and Jinnaburra people. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. At the heart of this episode is the understanding that living things flourish in the right environment. And yet, so many people are trying to grow a business like a weed in the cracks of a pavement. They don't have the environment, nor do they actively look to create the environment that they need in order to succeed and to thrive. So I've got 4 Ps to help prompt you to consider the environment in which you are trying to grow and thrive as a business owner and the environment in which you are trying to grow your business. P number 1 is people. So when it comes to the environment you need to thrive as a business owner, have you got the right people? Do you have the right people in your environment? So there is the right space that you have in solo time, right? The environment of being a solo entrepreneur versus having the right people in your team versus having the right people as peers versus having the right people as mentors and to help with your mindset. There are so many different people that we can have in our environment that either support and align with where we're going and what our goals are, or they distract and detract from us accomplishing our goals. And I like to think of this through 2 lenses as well. The people that I have in my environment in person and the people I have in my environment online. So think about the environment that works best for you and the environment that would facilitate you achieving your business goals when it comes to people. Have you equipped yourself with that environment, or are you trying to operate without that support network, without those mentors, without having peers and team members and the right people around you on your side? So people is the first P. P number 2, physical environment. Do you thrive in an environment that is colourful, spacious, well organised, having the tools that you need to facilitate the work that you need to do, to be able to show up in the way that you want to, having tools that are fit for purpose and well maintained? How do you feel in your physical environment as a business owner? What different physical environments do you need to do different tasks in your business? So I love to do podcast planning, and I wrote out my notes to record this podcast episode in a cafe surrounded by people. I have different environments that I need for creative tasks in my business versus writing tasks versus administrative tasks. So what kind of environment, physical environment, do you need for different components of the business that you are building? And are you creating that environment for yourself physically? Good one, right? Next is your plan. Your plan is part of the environment that you are creating. Do you know what to do? Do you have a balance of time between your CEO time, your strategy decision-making time, versus your marketing, sales, and connecting with potential clients time, versus creative, content-driven, and play time, versus mindset, space, and thinking time, versus future-proofing time, where you take care of your admin, systems, team, business improvement, finances, batching. Think about the plan that you have for all of those components of your business. And do you have the plan that you need within your environment as a business owner? Or do you instead have a giant list of things you wish you could do, but you don't have time for? Do you instead have a scattered array of ideas and no real plan that helps you to know what to do and when to do it? One of the things that I talk about in terms of my productivity and planning goals is that when I sit down to work on my business, I know exactly what I need to do. And I do it in a way that is time efficient and aligns with my strengths. That to me is ultimate productivity. So are you creating that plan and that productivity environment that is going to nurture you so you and your business can flourish? Or are you trying to make it up as you go along and you're just getting more and more scattered the longer you go without that CEO time and creating that plan? And then the final P is practice. Do you create an environment of practice? Do you have routines and rituals that support you to flourish as a business owner and that support your business to flourish? Do you take a practice-based approach to the work that you do, or do you expect perfection from the very outset? Do you create an environment in which it's safe to take risks and to experiment and to try things and for them to not work? Or do you allow that to create a sense of spiraling and nothing works and it wasn't worth it and I've just wasted my time, and then you beat yourself up? These are huge, important factors to consider when it comes to the environment in which you are building your business and in which you are building your skills and your effectiveness as the CEO of that business as well. So that's it. They are the 4 Ps that I like to look at to ensure I've created the right environment for myself to flourish and for my business success. The people, the physical environment, the plan that creates productivity, and the practice-based approach. I hope you've found this episode of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast super helpful. I'll have a couple of extra little resources for you over with the show notes at tashcorbin.com/481. So be sure to come over to those show notes and check out my little resources. I will also pop a link there to my planning system. And if you're there in the time where we've got the doors open, you'll be able to jump in and check it out and join. And if not, you'll be able to jump on the wait list for next time, because this is something that we do very consistently inside the planning system, because I know just how powerful it is in facilitating the growth and creating that environment that is going to see you succeed. It's not just about picking the right strategy and doing it. If you don't have that environment of having the right people, having that physical environment, having clarity on what your plan is, and how to be the most productive version of yourself, and taking that practice-based approach, you can have the sexiest strategy in the world, but chances are you're not going to implement it, or you're not going to implement it fully, or you're going to implement it with a mindset of this better work, or I'm a useless CEO and I'm not meant to do this. And you just create that sort of roller coaster of emotions for yourself, or you create this sense of that I'm on my own because I'm not surrounded by people who have my best interests at heart, who are supporting and encouraging me, or I'm not surrounded by people who can provide advice and mentorship that I need as the CEO of my business. So I'll pop all of those links in the show notes. Make sure you come and check them out, tashcorbin.com/481. And until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine. Bye for now. I've got exciting news with this week's podcast because the doors are once again open to my group mentorship program, Take Off. Yes, if you would like to get my advice, mentorship, and support to grow your business, to attract and convert leads into clients consistently, and to build your CEO skills and your business strategy skills so that you know where to focus and what to do in order to grow your business in the way that you want, then I would love for you to come and check out the Takeoff program. Not only that, in July, August, and September, I'm doubling the mentorship calls that you get to access as a Takeoff student. You can find out all the details about what Takeoff involves, who it's for, as well as the extra mentorship available for July, August, and September over at tashcorbin.com/takeoff. Get in touch if you've got any questions, and I hope that I get to see some of you inside this magnificent program.